Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to yet another guided newspaper class. Now we organize these classes thrice a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, not on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. And the aim of these classes is to help students work on their fundamentals. What we do exactly is we help you read the article along with us slightly faster, and we also do the article a little slowly so that you can understand some keywords and pick up new vocabulary from whatever article we're doing. And then we do guided speaking to help students improve their pronunciation and speaking skills. And lastly, we also do some writing. We ask students to send sentences. So if you're watching this as a recording, or you're attending live, this is my agenda for today's class. Now, every time we pick up different articles, and today's article is particularly about what if America introduces a wealth tax. Okay, so I'll just give you a brief about what the article looks like, and then we will get started. Meanwhile, you can just let me know if you're there here on the live chat. Please let me know that you're here so that I can address you, or maybe if you have a query, you can quickly ask that. Right. So about this article talks about what if America introduces a wealth tax, as in more tax for people who are wealthy or rich compared to who earn lesser. This particular article is about what will happen if America introduces this particular concept to its people who earn a lot. Right? That's the article all about. You can just let me know, and meanwhile, I will get started with the reading part. So you are going to follow me as much as possible. I'm not going to use my cursor for the initial portion of the class. So please try following me and my words and try picking up where these words were picked. I mean, where these words were used in the passage. Okay. And then I will do the article a little more in detail. Okay, so starting with the article, Thomas Piketty proposed a tax on wealth in 2014 as a solution to what he saw as capitalism's innate tendency towards growing inequality. Many reviewers of his book, Capital in the 21st Century, thought his idea outlandish. Now it has been adopted by an American presidential candidate, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who could conceivably win the White House in 2020. True, Mr. Piketty wanted a global tax, but there is at least an outside chance that the most important rich country and one of the most unequal will answer his call. Mrs. Warren's idea of is the most novel of many whack the rich proposals to have emerged on America's left. Senator Bernie Sanders, another candidate for the White House, wants a higher estate tax on billionaires. Others want higher income taxes. If Mrs. Warren becomes president, she promises a 2% annual levy on net worth over $50 million, rising to 3% on fortunes above $1 billion. Backers of her policy have broadly three aims: to reduce inequality, raise revenue, and prevent accumulation of fortunes so vast that they influence the political process. They think a wealth tax would bring American capitalism to heel. Opponents respond that a wealth tax, like any plan to soak the rich, would crush the country's entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, moving ahead, were President Warren to sign a wealth tax into law, one thing is certain: it would be subject to an immediate legal challenge. America's constitution forbids almost all direct taxes unless each state contributes an amount in proportion to its population. The dispute would center on whether or not Mrs. Warren's tax is direct. Though her administration would line up legal scholars to argue that it is not, there is not much legal precedent on which to come to a firm view. An adverse court ruling would stop the wealth tax in its tracks, or leave it to the states to implement. But suppose Mrs. Warren wins in court, what would be the policy's effect? That's the article for you. Did you understand the article? Just give me a yes if you did. Bharat, Shiv Kailash, and the others who are watching, just give me a yes on the chat if you understood the article. Okay, good, good. Okay, okay. So now we're just going to break down the article a little more in detail, and you're going to understand this fully, completely. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I will make you understand what each of these sentences mean, and I'll also help you with some difficult words that were used in this article. Okay, so meanwhile, you can respond to me on whether or not you understood it. Okay, good, good. Good, Harry Sai. Good, Karthi didn't understand. No problem. We'll kind of solve this. Okay, okay. Thomas Piketty is a person here. Okay, proposed a tax, gave the idea, okay, gave the idea of tax on wealth, money in 2014 as a solution to what he saw as capitalism's innate tendency towards growing inequality. Means that this person saw tax on wealthy people, on rich people, as a solution to capitalism's innate tendency, as in what is capitalism? Basically, the urge to be in power with the help of your money. That's capitalism, right? Capitalism's innate tendency. What is innate? Innate means inherent, something that is inborn. Innate tendency, tendency is something that kind of a drive, right? Inherent tendency, as in your characteristic, inherent characteristic towards growing inequality. What is inequality? You definitely know that. So this person here proposed this as a solution, as proposed this solution as a yeah, propose a solution to solve the problem of capitalism. Okay, that's what the article is all about. Now the next sentence here: many reviewers of his book thought this idea was outlandish, was rubbish, was not very clear, was not very concrete. It was just rubbish to according to them. Outlandish is that. Okay. Now it has been adopted, implemented. Okay. It has been considered by an American presidential candidate, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who could conceivably win the White House in 2020. Okay, now this person here, Elizabeth Warren, is a very strong advocate of this particular law or tax on wealthy people. Okay, now until now, is that clear? Yes? Okay, wonderful. Good, great. So let's move ahead. In the article, I'll just tell you what this paragraph is all about. Now, Mrs. Warren's idea is the most novel. What is novel? Novel means something that is new. Novel means new. It is an adjective here. Most novel of many whack the rich proposals. Whack the rich, this is an informal phrase. Don't use it in your IELTS. Whack the rich, whack someone is to beat up someone. Okay, whack the rich proposals to have emerged on America's left. As in, what is left now? Someone who is not in the ruling party. Okay, that's America's left. Now, this idea is the most different thing that they have seen in America's opposition party to beat the rich. Okay, yeah, great. Next, Senator Bernie Sanders, another candidate for the White House, wants a higher estate tax. What estate? Inheritance, property, assets, fixed assets, anything that's a house, a building, an office building, can be a stadium in your name, estate tax, right, on billionaires. Now, this is what this person wants. Others want higher income taxes. So basically, these are all ideas of how you want to tax the wealthy people in America. Now, one person said there should be tax. This person said there should be higher estate tax. Now, others said higher income tax. And this person, Mrs. Warren, who is like the strong advocate of this particular tax, said that if she becomes the president, she promises a 2% annual levy. Levy is charge money, basically some kind of an additional charge on your whatever you are earning. 2% annual levy on net worth over $50 million. What is net worth? How much are you worth today? That is your net worth. How much assets you have? How much are you? How many loans you have? Minus both of them, assets minus the loans that you have, that becomes your net worth. Okay, as of today, that becomes your net worth. So if you have a net worth of more than $50 million, you will have 2% annual charge on whatever your net worth is. Imagine the cost, right? Rising to 3% on fortunes above $1 billion. Fortunes profits. Okay, so if you have net worth more than $1 billion, then you are in serious trouble. You're going to be charged 3% on that as an additional charge. Levy means a charge, Shivani. Okay, so imagine how much they are going to earn, how much the American government is kind of not very supportive of rich people there. I mean, this person at least. Okay, she's not very happy about people earning money, right? Okay, next, backers of her policy, backers, supporters of her policy have three aims. Okay, basically, they want to do this because they want to reduce inequality, as in people who are earning a lot should contribute to taxes more than people who are earning less. So basically to reduce inequality and raise revenue, tax revenue. If you earn more, government earns more, it can fund more projects, right? Raise revenue and prevent accumulation of fortunes. Accumulation is like a collection of fortunes so vast that they influence the political process. So basically, they don't want people to become Ambanis there, right? They don't want people to accumulate all their money and rule the political scenario there in the US. They want to change that, and these people want to do that basically. Okay, so which is why they're being very not so supportive of people who are earning a lot, right? That's what supporters of this policy thought, that this is a great move to reduce equality, raise government revenue, and also prevent people from just accumulating money for themselves. Okay, now they think that exactly what I said. They think that a wealth tax would bring American capitalism to heel. Basically, you can't rule the government because you have the money. That's what they want to stop. But opponents who don't support this particular policy respond that a wealth tax, like any plan to soak the rich, as in to bring down the rich, would crush the country's entrepreneurial spirit. As in, America is very supportive of people starting businesses and it funds a lot of businesses more than any other country does. So it will kind of stop people having that urge or ambition to earn more. So it will kill that spirit, is what these people think. Both are correct, but we don't want to think of that right now. We're just reading this article and trying to understand what America is doing or what America is doing. Okay, so did you get the article now? A very interesting take or opposing takes on wealth tax in America. Yes, did you guys understand this? All of you, good. Shivani, Shiv Kailash, Amandeep, good. Harry, Akash, nice. Karthik, Bharat, okay, wonderful. I hope this is clear to you now. Okay, great. Let's just finish the rest of the article as well, this paragraph, and then we will move to guided speaking. Okay, here you go. Were President Warren to sign a wealth tax into law? This is a conditional sentence. If President Warren signs a wealth tax into law, as in if she makes this as a law, one thing is certain, one thing is for sure. It would be subject to an immediate legal challenge. As in, people will be scrutinizing that particular or monitoring that particular wealth tax. It will not really be immediately put into action, it will be a legal challenge for America. America's constitution, you know what constitution means, right? Basically a rule book for citizens and the government. That's constitution. America's constitution forbids. Forbids. What is forbids? Prohibits. Does not allow. Okay? Forbids. So, for example, someone is coming inside your gate, your community gate, and that person is forbid. It means that he or she is not allowed inside. Forbidden. Okay? Yeah. Forbids almost all direct taxes unless each state contributes an amount in proportion to its population. So, as in, it does not allow, right now, all direct taxes are not there unless each state contributes an amount in proportion to its population. So, how much ever your population is, according to that, if you pay taxes, it allows that, but otherwise, there are no other direct taxes. Okay, yeah, moving ahead. Okay, yes, correct, Shivani. Good. America's, yeah, so that's what it means. Forbids is to not allow. The dispute would center on whether or not Mrs. Warren's tax is direct. Now, the problem here is whether this particular wealth tax comes under direct tax or indirect tax. That's the legal challenge that they are thinking of, actually. Though her administration would line up legal scholars to argue that it is not, as in, she might have a good team of lawyers who say that or who support the fact that this is not direct tax, please implement it. There is not much legal precedent on which to come to a firm view. As in, you don't have precedent evidence, some support, basically. There is not much legal support or evidence that this is true or this is a firm view. That's the problem here. Okay, so she wants to implement this, and some people think that implementing a wealth tax is good, charging people who earn a lot is good, but there is a problem here. How do you categorize this? You categorize this as direct, you cannot do that, is what some people think. Okay, and adverse, what is adverse? Something that is not very good, opposite, okay, unwanted. Adverse effects, unwanted effects, something that you don't want to happen, right? Coronavirus has adverse effects on our body, unwanted effects. Adverse court ruling would stop the wealth tax in its tracks or leave it to the states to implement. Now, if the ruling says that you cannot implement the wealth tax, it will just either leave it to the states or simply it will not allow the wealth tax to happen at all. Okay, but suppose this person wins in court, what will happen to the policy? That's the article here. That's where I stopped. Okay, great. You can read this article if you're very interested in finance or belong to that field. You may find this interesting, but otherwise, just read it like a story. Yeah, you don't have to really have knowledge about finance to understand this. Okay, now did you understand this article, all of you, in detail? Yes. Good, good. Shiv Kailash, Shivani, a lot of you are paying attention. Very well done. Okay. Okay, great. So now on to guided speaking. Now I won't be able to do the entire article because that will take a lot of time. I want you to understand how you should do speaking when you have such an article. Now this article does not have a strong opinion, but it certainly tells us that there are two very opposing opinions here. Okay, so we're not going to exaggerate this a lot, but we're going to stress on words that are important to that sentence and we're going to convey our point. Okay, so you try and repeat after me with the same kind of stresses and pauses. Okay, so if you're attending this class for the first time, to put it in simple words, just follow my pronunciation and stresses. Okay, good everyone, good job, all of you. Okay, next. Thomas Piketty, okay, Thomas Piketty is his name. proposed a tax on wealth in 2014. As a solution to what he saw as capitalism's innate tendency towards growing inequality. Okay, many reviewers of his book Capital in the 21st Century thought his idea outlandish. Now it has been adopted. Now it has been adopted, not been adopted by an American presidential candidate, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who could conceivably win the White House in 2020. Okay, true. Mr. Piketty wanted a global tax. Wanted a global tax. But there is at least an outside chance that the most important rich country and one of the most unequal will answer his call. Okay, moving ahead. We're moving ahead to the next paragraph. We'll just do this and then we will get to writing. Mrs. Warren's idea is the most novel of many whack the rich proposals. To have emerged on America's left. Okay. Senator Bernie Sanders, another candidate for the White House, wants a higher estate tax on billionaires. Others want much higher income taxes. If Mrs. Warren becomes president, she promises a 2% annual levy on net worth over $50 million. She promises a 2% annual levy on net worth over $50 million. Rising to 3% on fortunes above $1 billion. Backers of her policy have broadly three aims. to reduce inequality, raise revenue, and prevent the accumulation of fortunes so vast that they influence the political process. Okay? They think a wealth tax would bring American capitalism to heel. Opponents respond that a wealth tax, like any plan to soak the rich, would crush the entrepreneurial spirit. Country's entrepreneurial spirit. Entrepreneurial spirit. Okay? Would crush that. Okay. Good. Nice. We're done with reading and doing speaking for the article. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I don't want you to frame opinionated sentences today. Instead, I want you to frame a sentence with the words that you learned. Okay. Take a look. Innate is a good word, means inherent. Now, something that I have within myself without someone teaching me. Okay, that's innate. What is your innate skill? It means something that you are a specialist in by default. No one taught you that, or you didn't really have to work on that. Okay, tendency is like a characteristic, some kind of a thing that you are doing or you are about to do. That's tendency. Outlandish, something that's silly, something that's not valid, backs no logical support at all. There is at least an outside chance, a remote chance. Whack the rich is not really a phrase that you would use. Shiv is whack means to hit someone. It's a very informal way of saying hit or beat someone. You don't have to, I mean, you don't use that at all. Novel instead is a good word. Novel means new. Okay, and levy means charges. Backers, supporters, accumulation, collection, fortunes, profit, opponents, someone who don't support. Crush spirit is a good word, good collocation. Crush the spirit of. Coronavirus has crushed the spirit of a lot of IPL fans. Okay, that's what crush the spirit means. These are some good words. Moving ahead, it would be subject to, as in it would be passed through that process. Subject to means passed through. Okay, proportion, some kind of a ratio here. We also saw other good words, but mostly these are the good words that we learned. So pick a word that from the ones that I just said, and try framing a sentence from that word. I want to see different words, from different students. So there are a lot of you today. Try framing different sentences, please. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Thank you, Shivani. This is the guided newspaper class. Just remember to come to these classes if you're attending today for the first time. Remember, we organize them on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 p.m. on YouTube. Okay, you can just subscribe to our channel to receive an alert on these. Okay, great. Right. Anyone else who wants to frame a sentence? I'm looking for that actually. Okay. Right. All right. Fine. So you guys keep posting your sentences. I don't want to force fit and pressurize you. You guys think over, watch this video again, and maybe I'll tag the link of this particular article so that you can read it again. And also try and practice a lot of guided speaking, just like what we did right now. Okay. So I'll see you guys on Monday at 6 p.m. again with another article. All right. So If you guys want to be a part of our advanced programs, you can also check out the admissions form that I'm about to add in the description of this video. You can fill up the form if you're interested, and we'll contact you if you need help there. Yes? Okay. All right. I'll see you guys in another class then. Bye bye. Have a good day.